Greetings. This is the man who pretends to be Charles Darwin in Oklahoma. What have we here? A wonderful selection of foods. Greek yogurt, stew meat, mushrooms, a nice hunk of cheese, orange juice, and from the local farmer's market, lettuce. You can see that it still has its roots on it. And eggs. And these eggs come from chickens that live in a barnyard rather than under factory egg-producing conditions. And they're not genetically uniform. You notice that the eggs are different colors, different shades of brown. One of them is even light green. These are not artificial colors, these are the natural colors that result from the genetic variation of the chickens. Well, who's this food for? Well, it's for our daughter. We have to buy food for our daughter because she has a full-time job in Oklahoma that does not pay enough to meet all of her expenses. What is that job, you may ask? She is a high school teacher. And in Oklahoma, high school teachers and middle school teachers don't earn enough money to meet all of their expenses, in many cases. There's another example. A student who took my evolution class and then graduated with a science education degree. She is now a science instructor at a middle school in another town here in Oklahoma. I saw her one day in the credit union across the street from my house. And it turns out that what she was doing was rushing home every day after school in order to work a couple of hours each afternoon in the credit union in order to make ends meet. Now, what this shows is that we do not, as taxpayers in Oklahoma, value education very much. We don't pay our teachers even enough to live on. Well, there's another consequence of this, and that is that we, especially science instructors at universities such as me, expect our high school teachers to be heroes and heroines. We expect for them to bravely get up and teach their classes about evolution and global warming. And as a matter of fact, it may surprise you that the Oklahoma standards for science teaching include evolution and global warming. It doesn't call them that, but they are there. They're supposed to be part of the class. Now, how do teachers get around this problem? Because they're required by law to teach evolution and global warming, and yet parents, churches, and superintendents responding to pressure from parents and churches may tell them that they should not do that. So they're caught in the middle. What do? Well, one thing they could do, if they chose to, would be to stand up and bravely teach evolution and global warming anyway, to be heroes and heroines. Now suppose that one of them did this. What would happen? Well, they might get dismissed. It would be an unlawful dismissal. They could challenge it in court, and they would probably win because the law is pretty clear, and previous cases in other states have sided with the teacher in this instance. So they would probably win. Or maybe not, because it could be that the superintendent would find some excuse that has nothing to do with evolution and global warming on the basis of which they would be able to dismiss the teacher. So there's no guarantee of winning. But at the very least, even if they did win, it would take a lot of time and a huge amount of stress, even though science organizations would support them. For instance, I am president of Oklahomans for Excellence in Science Education. The website is www.oklascience.org. And we would support and help such a teacher, but we would not be able to prevent it from being a stressful and time-consuming experience. And so what do most teachers do? Well, when my daughter took science in high school, this is what happened. When they got to the evolution chapter of the textbook, the teacher assigned the chapter and then told the students to write an essay about whether they believed it or not. That way, everybody was sort of satisfied. The parents and the churches and the superintendents didn't really have anything to get upset about, and the chapter was assigned so that the students had to read what the book said. But really, this is a cop-out. But the only alternative is for teachers to be heroes and heroines, and we simply do not pay them enough to do that. This is Charles Darwin. Tally-ho, and amen.